Hi, everybody. It is March 29th, Wednesday. I'm thrilled. Tomorrow I have the alarm company coming to the house to upgrade my whole alarm system, which has been acting really funky, and I definitely don't want to be hitting the road with it being questionable. So they're coming out tomorrow to it's been many years, and all new keypads and everything. So yes, get that done. Had a crew of guys came here yesterday and did a bunch of work around the yard, which is making my life a whole lot easier. It's stuff I wanted to do, and between feeling slightly under the weather and just, there were five guys doing something that I normally would be doing by myself and killing myself over. So that's all done, and today it's raining again, so we had a beautiful window yesterday in the weather, so they got everything done, which is great. I've got today is our clubhouse at 3 o'clock ish, a little bit before that, and some new people have contacted me and said we're joining, so we might have some new blood that we can go after in the clubhouse. Give them a hazing in there, but so things are chugging along here. I just finished doing a cameo again for a birthday. I did one yesterday as a kind of an uplifting, emotional cameo. And then after we finish the clubhouse, then I've got one more track to do for somebody. So just trying to stay. I always figure a moving target's harder to hit, so I just keep moving as much as I can. And then going to spend some time just staying on top of Lyle's music, so that when we hit the road in about 2 weeks, we'll be heading down to Dallas for the 3 nights at the Majestic Theater, and then off to Austin for a private. And in between those two, I'm heading to Orlando for a screening of the documentary film, which there's a bunch of stuff lining up now that's looking good that might really lead to proper sales and then release of it. So, things are going on all the time. It seems like, it's slow, but the process is so slow of getting things sold and released and on schedules. So I'm going to play a little music. Now I'm going to go back and revisit a project I really enjoyed doing. We had such a great time making this record. And this is from 2014, and it was Mike Oldfield who wrote Tubular Bells that became the theme of The Exorcist and stuff. But this album was called Man on the Rocks. A little reading here for you. Man on the Rocks is the 25th studio album by British musician Mike Oldfield. Now, somebody wrote previously to that saying he's really Irish, but I don't know if he's Irish or British. But it says by British musician Mike Oldfield, released on March 3rd, 2014 on Virgin EMI label. The album is Oldfield's second full album of exclusively songs with no long or instrumental pieces, the first being 1989's Earth's Moving. Man on the Rocks was produced by Steve Lipson, together with Oldfield. Steve was really great to work with. I'd love to get another opportunity to work with him again. He was a tremendous producer. The album features bassist Leland Sklar, drummer John J.R. Robinson, keyboardist Matt Rawlings, guitarist Michael Thompson, and singer Luke Spiller. And he was from the English group The Struts. Really good singer. I think they had originally brought him in thinking he would do like work vocals, and then Mike would maybe do the vocals on it, and Luke killed it, and that he stayed on the record. It's like really is the voice of the album. With singer Luke Spiller together with Oldfield himself on guitar, it continues. The backing tracks were recorded during June 2013 in Studio D of Village Studios, Village Recorders over in West LA, with producer Steve Lipson. Now, the thing that was interesting on this was Oldfield participated on these sessions via Skype because he was at his home in the Bahamas. So he'd be on the screen in the studio talking to us, and then we would cut stuff and then play it back for him, and then he would make suggestions, and then it was I've done a number of albums this way, and it's kind of crazy, just that remote thing. It's so much nicer when everybody's in the same room, but sometimes that's just the way it works out, so that's what it is. It's at Oldfield, also recorded part of the album in his home studio in the Bahamas. Oldfield's electric guitar sound on the album is primarily a Fender Telecaster combined with an Avid 11 software plugin. The album marks the return of Oldfield to Virgin brand label since leaving Virgin in the 1990s through the merger of Mercury Records UK and Virgin Records at Universal Music's purchase of EMI. Luke Spiller is the singer for the Struts, another Virgin EMI's British artists. So that's really the background of this. We had a great time in the studio cutting this, though. There's other artists on this, like the Paul Dooley played violin, Davey Spillane whistled. Background vocalists on this are Alfie Silas, Bill Champlin, Carmel Eccles, Jason Morales, Judith Hill, Kirsten Joy, Lewis Price, Rochelle Gillard, and Tiffany Smith. That's kind of the only other things that were added to this. Just double checking, engineered by Howard Willing. Steve McMillan did some of the engineering for the drums. It was mixed by Mike Oldfield and Steve Lipson. Yeah, I think that's it. So let me go ahead and just play. I featured this album earlier. I played along with one of the tracks. I think I played along with Sailing, which is one of the first tracks on the album. I think I performed that one playing bass. And then I think the following one that I did about this was more listening. So this will be another listening one. I'll get back to playing before too long. It's so busy right now that sitting and learning songs again and playing them is, I'm swamped. So I'd rather just kind of enjoy listening to them and kind of revisiting and thinking about being in that studio. And it's fun for me when I think about projects like this. I literally can close my eyes. I can see exactly where I was sitting, where Matt Rawlings was sitting, where JR was in the room, where Michael Thompson was, looking through the window and seeing Steve Lipson in there, and then the TV monitor next to him with Mike Oldfield on that. It's like it really does become this kind of out-of-body experience. Like I'm really having this thing where I'm really be able to watch it all from slightly, physically removed from it. But it's really, really fun to hear these things again. So this one is called Nuclear, or as Bush would have said, nuclear. We'll forget that. Here we go. Nuclear from Mike Oldfield. And this is, again, Man on the Rocks is the name of the album.
Standing
Luke Spiller singing.
Of the crater, like the prophets once said, and the ashes are all cold now, no more bullets, and the embers are dead. Whispers in the air tell the tales of the brothers gone. Desolation, devastation. What a mess we made when it all went wrong. Watching from the edge of the circus for the games to begin. Gladiators draw their swords, form their ranks for Armageddon. I'm nuclear, I'm wild, I'm breaking up inside. A heart of broken glass, define. tell the tale of a life that's gone. Desolation, devastation. What a mess we made when it all went wrong. I'm nuclear, I'm war, I'm breaking up inside. A heart of broken glass, deep inside the abandoned
I believe that's Mike's guitar solo. Okay, here's one called Following the Angels.
There was peace. No one walked alone on the streets. A migration of dancing light, gathering, returning home from the night. It came falling down, following the angels down, falling down, following the angels down. As the sun went down over the bridge, and the music and dance reached its pitch, satellites, they joined the world in the games. Hope was born again to live in the flame. They came falling down, following the angels down, falling down, following the angels down. If I never live to see another day. I wish that it could always be just that way, like a symphony of dancing light, banishing the world's woes into the night. They came falling down, following the angels down, falling down, following the angels down.
I always love playing with JR. I think they're doing a book about JR. Somebody contacted me about they're going to interview me for it. I'm excited about that. I've been playing with John Robinson for decades, and it's always such a treat. Boy, he just lays down one fine groove for a session. Okay, one more tune here. You know, the thing is, if you ever really want to join me on these things, I haven't talked about these in ages. One of the fun things is showing up to gigs nowadays, and people have on my shirt. There it is, and you take it out, and it's still there. It's a big smile on my face. So it's when I come out and I look out in the audience and there's a bunch of people wearing these shirts, it is a hoot. It is really fun. So if you get and it's a really good quality shirt. These aren't cheesy shirts. These are really good. I've got piles of them right behind me here in every size except small. Go to lelandsklar'sbeard.com where the books are available and my artwork. I got a couple of pieces of artwork I'm shipping off probably tomorrow. And it's fun just having all these little things going all the time. A bunch more books sitting here ready to ship. So that's that. But let's do one more Mike Oldfield tune. This one is called Moonshine. So here we go. This is, again, Man on the Rocks from 2014.
Walking out on a stormy day, the cold wind, the fine sea spray. Looking out of a Galway bay, the troubled sky all dark and grey. Far from these shores there stands liberty, so let it be. But every while I would remember the day we drank moonshine in the rain and raised our glasses to the wind. The day that we dreamed we could be free, riding on wings of liberty. So here's one more for our friends, and here's one for our children, feeling the cold rain on our fingertips and moonshine on our lips. So we paid our dues and we packed our rags, made it through Ellis Island's ranks, across the waves to America, hearts and souls to the stripes and the stars. Far from our shores we found liberty, so let it be. But every while I would remember the day we drank moonshine in the rain and raised our glasses to the wind.
Mike Oldfield, Man on the Rocks. I think on this album I used my Warwick Star Bass for this album. It's another lovely instrument. I've really got only a few instruments. I've got my Warwick, I've got my Dingwall, and I've got Frankenstein, and that pretty much covers everything I end up doing in the studio. Occasionally I'll use a Hofner, but not that often. But the Star Bass is really lovely. It's got another texture altogether. I try not to be redundant, so my Dingwall is the perfect 5-string for me. I love it. And that's pretty much, I mean, here, it's sitting right here next to me. And Frankenstein, I met with the people at Fender yesterday, and they're still trying to see if they can do a real limited edition release of Frankenstein. So they're dialing in all the details and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm not going to put a rubber stamp on it until it's perfect, and it's still got a ways to go, but it's a work in progress. But they've got some really talented people there that are trying to put this together. So we'll see what becomes of that. Oh God. Then just the world we're living in. It's just too much every day sometimes to see what's going on in the world, and trying to make any sense of it. It gets harder and harder. So, and just try to be as diligent as you can and doing the right things whenever possible, and being of assistance to humanity, and try to be a positive force in this world, because there's a lot of negative forces at play here. So I'm going to get running. I will be back in a couple hours with the clubhouse, so I look forward to that. And if anybody hasn't signed up, you probably could still sign up. Go on all of these videos. There's links on them to my place where you can buy the books and all that, but there's also a place where you go to Flat 5 and you can go there and sign up for the clubhouse. And it is a great bunch of people. It's been, for these past 2.5, almost 3 years now, it's been one of the real godsends, as one would say, in terms of having a community evolved of really great, fun people. And so I look forward to this. So I'll be back then. I'm going to take care of a bunch of stuff before then, and then I'll be back. So take good care, and hey, Mike Oldfield, nice seeing you again. Bye-bye.